Good evening and welcome to U.S. Cellular Center in Cedar Rapids, home of the Girls State Volleyball Tournament presented by Iowa Farm Bureau. Alongside Emery Songer, I'm Trent Condon, and in just a moment we'll have the matchup between the top-ranked and number 1 seeded Sidney Cowgirls and the number 8 seed, the Orioles from Springville. Right here on the Girls Union Network, powered by Mid-American Energy Company.
Mid-American Energy and you, together partnering to change the energy landscape by pioneering money-saving, energy efficiency programs and building a new industry in Iowa, wind energy, all while keeping your rates low. So what's next? We'll keep delivering cost-effective energy efficiency programs while putting money back in your pocket. That's right, you decide how best to spend your savings. That's a partnership good for you, good for the environment, and good for Iowa. Another way we're obsessively, relentlessly at your service.
They say Buena Vista University is in the middle of a bunch of fields.
Hey guys, wait up!
Game on.
They say our idea of fun is morning tea.
And afternoon tea.
And anytime tea.
And we hang out like bumps on a log.
They say Storm Lake, Iowa isn't in the center of the action. And when we study, we're not exactly grounded.
But you know what we say.
You gotta see it to believe it.
If you want to save more,
if you want a butcher who knows more,
If you want fewer aisles and more value,
less quantity, more quality,
if you want more of this,
and this
this.
is Fairway, and this is how we do more.
putting our all into meat and grocery.
Putting our all into meat and grocery.
Putting our all and more into meat and grocery.
Hey, Central College has a new tuition price of just $18,600. That means the college experience that opens doors for a lifetime is more affordable than ever, and scholarships are still available. Apply today at central.edu.
At Casey's, we're here for early mornings and Friday nights. Here for the firsts and the traditions, through the good days and the tough times. We're here for the people who are here for each other. Casey's, here for our town, here for good. Now at Casey's, get 2 large single-topping pizzas for just $9.99 each.
Welcome back to the Cell, U.S. Cellular Center, as we get ready for the Class 1A quarterfinal between top-ranked number 1 seed Sidney and number 8 Springville. Emery, let's talk a little bit about these squads. Start with the Orioles from Springville.
Yeah, the 8 seed, Trent. The Orioles come in here 20-16 record, which you're not going to find a record that is that close to 500 typically with as many games as these teams play. But did go 10-14. We're 10-14 back on October the 5th and have gone 10-2 since. So they did get hot at the right time. 13th in blocks in the class as well. And they won Region 7 as they upset Lisbon 3-1. Completely unranked. We go 15 deep in the rankings from the IGHSAU. So one of 2 unranked teams along with Glenwood, who was the 8 seed in Class 4A. And they actually picked up a set in that match that they had against Sergeant Bluff Luton in a wide open field in Class 4A. So that's a look at the Orioles. But it's been all about Sidney in Class 1A all year long, coming in with a record of 35-6 on the season, undefeated against 1A teams. All their losses came to bigger schools throughout the year. Second in Class 1A in kills. That's always a big-time stat, putting away points. They were able to scoot past East Mills 3-0 in Region 3 and get to the state tournament. Number 1 ranking, and for a reason, Trent.
Number 1 Sidney, 8-seeded Springville. It's the 1A quarterfinals, and it's coming your way next as we'll be right back with your starting lineups. You're watching the 2019 Girls State Volleyball Tournament presented by Iowa Farm Bureau on the Girls Union Network, powered by Mid-American Energy.
We might not always know what the day will bring, but some things are certain. The sun will rise and your lights will go on. That's because at MidAmerican Energy, we're obsessively, relentlessly committed to providing you energy when and where you need it, to connecting with you and keeping our communities safe and strong. Because the most important thing we put our energy into is you. We're obsessively, relentlessly at your service.
Des Moines. The S's are silent. Our city is buzzing. Catch what you've been missing today.
Businesses are hiring DMAC grads.
DMAC's tuned into what the employers in the central Iowa area are looking for. They offer those courses and degrees in those areas that makes it very highly marketable.
A majority of jobs available just require the technical skills, the hands-on skills that you get with a two-year degree. DMAC is more a model of the future because the students are employable right away.
I think DMAC does a great job of preparing you for life.
DMAC, life's calling.
Welcome back to our broadcast of the Girls State Volleyball Tournament presented by Iowa Farm Bureau. Moments away from the start of the match, let's go down to the floor as they're handing out some awards and meet the players on both sides.
Please join us in honoring these individuals whose decorum and respect for others serves as a model for all spectators attending interscholastic events. From Holy Trinity Catholic, Sue Nash. And from St. Albert, Linda Goldwitzer.
Presenting awards on Court 1 is Jean Berger of the Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union. Please join us in honoring the following Sportsmanship Award recipients. From Sidney, Dave Dowling. From Springville, Carly Null. Back over to Court 2.
And now it's time to meet your teams for this 1A quarterfinal. First of all, the visitors from Holy Trinity Catholic. Number 3, Kayla Box. Number 6, Anna Sobchak. Number 7, Mally Sheeran. Number 10, Abby Digman. Number 14, Avery Humper. Number 20, Nicole Potatakas. And number 34, Cassie Campbell. Assistant coaches, Tom Gendron, Kelly Canustra, and Stephanie Morfeld. Now here's your starting lineup for the Crusaders from Holy Trinity Catholic. A sophomore, number 2, Cassie Randall. A junior, number 8, Claire Potatakas. A junior, number 16, Taylor Crabtree. A junior, number 22, Katie Denning. A junior, number 24, Bailey Hillway. A freshman, number 31, Brooke Mueller. Libero, a junior, number 1, Maria Ronmueller. Your head coach for the Crusaders, Melissa Friesmeyer. And now for your home team, the St. Albert Saints. Number 1, Belle Hershey. Number 4, Henry Miller. Number 8, Allison Larmy. Number 10, Maddie Horvath. Number 12, Shelby Hatcher. Number 13, Mia Ullman. Number 14, Lainey Sheffield. Assistant coaches, Justine Olsen and Carly Heigley. Now here's your starting lineup for the Saints at St. Albert. A senior, number 2, Jordan Blaha. A junior, number 3, Allie Petrie. A senior, number 5, Olivia Barnes. a junior, number 6, Maddie Estelle. A sophomore, number 7, Lauren Williams. A senior, number 11, Veronica Spagel. Your head coach for the Saints, Angie Lance. Your officials for this 1A quarterfinal match. First referee, Gene Denning. Second referee, Kurt Larkin. Line judges, Greg Rasper and Jake Grassley. Now over to you on court 1.
Let's meet the visitors on the scoreboard, the Springville Orioles. Number 1, Kelsey Collier. Number 6, Penny Blackmore. Number 11, Rebecca Breck. Number 12, Megan Pearson. Number 16, Lily Sham. Number 18, Abby Christensen. Number 21, Kennedy Breitfelder. Number 27, Ashlyn Zaruba. The assistant coaches are Teal Howard, Katie Wyman, Andrea Bone, and Tiffany Gorman. Now for your starting lineups. Number 4, Savannah Nealman. Number 7, Nia Howard. Number 17, Molly Stamp. Number 28, Lauren Wilson. Number 30, Morgan Nahazel. Number 44, Lily Clark. The libero is number 47, Grace Mattis. The head coach is Claude Howard Jr. Now let's meet the Sidney Cowgirls. Number 1, McKenna Lawman. Number 7, Emily Hutt. Number 15, Allison Barker. Number 18, Kaden Payne. Number 23, Faith Brumbaugh. Number 27, Madison Kingery. The assistant coaches are Kent Larson and Megan Perkins. Now let's meet your starting lineup. Number 2, Olivia Larson. Number 3, Maddie Duncan. Number 5, Harley Spurlap. Number 6, Kelsey Hobby. Number 14, Presley Brumbaugh. Number 28, Paige Smith. The libero is number 12, Lily Johnson. The head coach is Amy McClintock. Your officials, referee 1, R1, Angie Black. The R2 is Jill Petrozzali. The line judges are John Becker and Jill Manel. Let's play volleyball.
Starting lineups brought to you by Buena Vista University, located in Storm Lake. Buena Vista University prepares students for lifelong success through transformational academic, professional, and co-curricular programs. Schedule your visit today at bvu.edu. Here we go, number 1 versus number 8. And we have seen some good 1-8 matchups here throughout this tournament, Emery.
I think if you were talking specifically about the 1 versus 8s, it doesn't take a rocket scientist to think, oh yeah, well, I think the 1 seed will roll the 8 seed, especially knowing some of the 8 seeds and the upsets they've had to do to get here.
Mm-hmm.
That has not been the case.
Not at all.
The Class 2A Western Christian took care of business like the powerhouse that they are, taking over a Hudson team that was overmatched. But the other 3 that we've had so far, we had an 8 beat a 1 earlier today as Assumption goes down to Union. And Waukee in Class 5A forced 5 sets. Glenwood, who was an unranked team coming in here in Class 4A, got a set win over Sergeant Bluff Luton. They've been interesting, Trent. I wouldn't imagine that Sidney comes in here at all intimidated by the Orioles, knowing they're 20-16. They got hot at the right time, able to upset their way over Lisbon into this state tournament. But at the same time, the Cowgirls know they can't let up at all.
And we are underway. Lily Johnson, the libero for Sidney, gets us started. Outside attack, that one popped up. Springville able to keep it alive, try to push it towards the back corner. Cowgirls ready for it. Straight down with the kill. Powerful swing there for Kelsey Hobby, the senior, as she knocks it in. 399 kills coming in, even 400. 1-0. Sidney takes the lead. On the outside back row, popped out. And that'll be a kill. Springville ties it up at 1.
I know I sound like a broken record if you watch these games all day, but for the most part, if you're the lower seed, you got to play at least even or in front to give yourself a chance. Do not put yourself in a spot where you have to come from 4 or 5 points down.
First serve of the match from the Springville side. Tight against the net. That'll be a point for Sidney as it stayed on the Springville side. Springville, the Orioles wearing the black uniforms, black tops and bottoms, the orange numerals with the white trim. Sidney wearing the gray outfits with the red numbers, white trim around it. 2-1 Cowgirls with the lead, make it 3-1 on the miss hit from Savannah Nealman. Very young Springville team, and we talked about winners of 10 of their last 12, but not an upperclassman amongst them in the starting lineup, all freshmen and sophomores.
They don't even have they only have 1 junior on the roster. Make that 3 juniors, but only 1 junior that's gotten substantial playing time, and 1 senior on the roster who also has only played in 12 sets. So this is just the beginning of what should be a really solid few years here for the Orioles.
A very good program throughout the years. Claude Howard Jr. has done a great job with the program. Upset victory against Lisbon in the regional final. Punched their ticket here to the state tournament and a short drive over from Springville. Not the case for Sidney as they make the longest trek to Cedar Rapids of most anybody in the field. Here's an attack and the kill for the Cowgirls, and Paige Smith able to knock it in. How about this? Google Maps has the trip to Sidney 4 hours, 29 minutes.
What?
Just a shade under 300-mile drive from Sidney here to Cedar Rapids. For the people that didn't make the trip, glad to have you here with us this evening with the Iowa High School State Tournament, all brought to you by Iowa Farm Bureau. 5-2 Cowgirls with the early lead over the Orioles. Orioles, though, get the stop and the serve. Broadcast by Molly Stamp, freshman. Back blocked at the net, but out of bounds. A lot of power there from Sidney as Larson picks up the assist, and the 3rd kill already for Kelsey Hobby.
You'd expect a healthy dose from Hobby, and if you're Springville, do your best, I suppose.
In the middle, that's the best right there. For number 44, Lily Clark. 5'11" freshman knocks that one home. 104 kills coming in that middle spot. And it's 6-3.
Got a couple of 5'11" players for Springville. That might help them against Hobby throughout this match. She's just 5'9", but every time they set her up, kind of like that.
Pounded right down.
It wasn't Hobby, but, I mean, here's the thing with Hobby. As you set her and she gets that running start like we saw right there, like I said, good luck. I don't know how you're going to defend that, but they do have a couple of tall girls in Wilson and Clark that very well might be able to stymie her just a little bit, get her out of a rhythm. That's what they got to hope for.
Hobby all-tournament team selection last year in the 2A tournament. Cowgirls now looking to bring home the hardware in a state title. 8-3, they lead it here in the quarterfinals. Attack from the 10-foot line, outside, blocked at the net, popped up nicely from Springville and Howard. One tried to be pushed across, couldn't get enough behind it though, Nealman. And we got a timeout on the floor as Claude Howard Jr. going to talk it over with his squad. We'll take it with them. You're watching the Girls State Volleyball Tournament presented by Iowa Farm Bureau on the Mid-American Energy Championship Network.
In Iowa, we all play by the same rules. Hard work pays off, practice makes perfect, success is something you earn, and teamwork helps us all be winners. The Iowa Pork Producers Association is proud to support statewide high school athletics, because on our team and on yours, what we bring to the table is what brings us all together. Learn more about our commitment to Iowa at iowapork.org.
Trent Condon joined by Emery Songer here at U.S. Cellular Center in Cedar Rapids, the Class 1A quarterfinals. 2 more matches here on Court 1. And a long day of volleyball. It will continue tomorrow with the semifinals in all 5 classes before the championships on Friday. A good diving attempt back there. Great dig, but not able to get it across. Good effort from the Cowgirls, though, as they are hustling, and Presley Brumbaugh kept it alive.
A complete team. They can do everything very well. They got plenty of seniors. That's the opposite kind of a way the team is made up from Springville. Just a matter of that execution. Good hustle, though. You like to see that from a team that's a heavy favorite.
There's a kill for Sidney's Maddie Duncan. On the outside, Duncan with 256, second on the team in kills this year, hitting 221 coming into play. 10-4 Cowgirls with the early lead, flipped over from Springville's Howard. Kept alive, right back to Sidney. They'll set it up, go outside to the right side of the floor. Howard with the set. Looking back, cross court, kill. That time it was Sidney Presley Brumbaugh, the senior. And it's 11-4, early lead for Sidney.
Yeah, Hobby is in the back row now. As part of the rotation, it's going to be who's that second, third player that Sidney's going to be able to look to.
Going cross court, looking for the back line, just missing though. Out of bounds as Sidney gets the point. So good run continues here for the Cowgirls. Olivia Larson, the setter, 933, just shy of 9 assists per set for her this season. Popped up and flipped over. Howard gets the dig. She's going to get it back on the right side. Tries to go cross court. Found an open area. Dove back in there. Howard will get the point.
That freshman, I mean, you could tell that she's a savvy volleyball player, the way that she's trying to pass it to her teammates, but not trying to overhit it. She's a setter. She knows that, so she actively pushed with two hands, got it into an open area.
There is the libero for Springville, number 47, Grace Mattis. Another sophomore. Attack there from Duncan. Kept alive from Springville. Popped up. And dumped back over. Mattis to Howard. Outside. Went with the changeup, but Sidney there for the task. In the back row, Mattis just missed out of bounds. Like the idea for Grace Mattis there. She had a good run at it from back behind the 10-foot line. Comes up short.
Don't typically see a libero or a defensive specialist take a hack like that from way in the back, but I like the aggressiveness.
Look comfortable doing it also. Right back the Sidney side. They'll go to the back row, looking for the back corner, out of bounds. Back hit off the line judge's foot. That's an easy call for him, as long as he's not standing in bounds.
Hey, you know what? If he's positioned correctly, that's about as easy a call as it be. Hit me. Dare you. Hit me.
Sidney 13-6 lead with Howard serving for Springville. Up the line. Oh, good dig there. Comes back over, though, the Sidney way. It'll work for a point as Paige Smith not able to get to it. She hung there in the air for a moment waiting for it to come down. The Sidney team, though, has got some power with it. Springville looking to hang around. Howard with another good serve. Flipped over from Duncan. Outside cross court, popped up from the Cowgirls. That one from Smith, still alive. Now it's Mattis in the back corner, deflected off the block, and that'll be a point for Sidney.
Brumbaugh again with proving that, hey, I could be go-to as well. And now Hobby moves back into the front line. Let's see how they work together.
Libero to serve, Lily Johnson, a junior. 5'1", one of the more diminutive players in this field. Defensive specialist wearing the red jersey and playing well out there for the Cowgirls. They lead at 15-7.
Hobby again, as soon as she moves to the front line, didn't even need the forward momentum there, found some back row space. And the block.
Right back, but out of bounds.
You know, she's as complete a player I think that I've seen in terms of the numbers, and she plays in the back row. We've seen a lot of players have really good seasons, but she seems to have the complete package in her skill set.
Served across from Springville, Morgan Nahazel. And the kill. Another one for the Cowgirls as they are able to pound that one in. Going to the back row, Brumbaugh. Good start for her. Now she'll step back to the back row. 32 aces this year. Tied for second on the team. Howard with the set in the middle off the block. There's a kill. As Wilson, a sophomore, 5'11", able to knock that one down. 16-9. Sidney's lead cut to 7. Orioles need to find a bit of a run here in the opening set in the Class 1A quarterfinals from Cedar Rapids. Well, got a piece of the tape there, but it worked as it fell in as Hobby gets her 6th kill of the match.
Yeah, I said good luck earlier. I still say good luck. I'm just not sure how Springville's going to be able to slow her down.
Very talented player. Miscue on the pass from the back row. And that'll be an ace. Fans with every ace during this year's state tournament, Adrenaline Fundraising is going to donate $5 to the Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union to support future state volleyball events. If your group is interested in learning how to grow your fundraising, give Adrenaline Fundraising a call. We'll take a timeout. You're watching the Iowa Girls State Volleyball Tournament presented by Iowa Farm Bureau on the Girls Union Network, powered by Mid-American Energy.
Iowa Public Television is the home of the Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union Championships. We bring you live, uninterrupted coverage of the state championships in volleyball, basketball, soccer, and softball. Plus special features highlighting the Iowa girl. Catch it all on statewide Iowa Public Television, on air or at iptv.org.
18-9 lead for Sidney over Springville here in the opening set after the timeout. Back to live action. Mattis send it over. Here comes Sidney on the attack and the kill for Maddie Duncan. So it hasn't been just Hobby, it's been a host of Cowgirls out there taking their swings. 19-9 our score. Howard with the set. Tried to go cross court, but the block was there. Good pressure up there. Hobby, she was teamed up by Maddie Duncan. And that is a big wall to get through.
This team looks as complete as I can imagine. I don't know where the drop-off or the weakness is.
Outside attack blocked right back. Nothing Springville could do there. Nealman tried to get a fist on it after she had a block back, but not quick enough, and it's 21-9.
Olivia Larson helped out Hobby in that regard for that block. They have players who can do it all.
21-9. There's the attack. Popped up from Sidney and the libero Johnson. Hobby flips it over. In the middle, Hobby blocked it right back. Comes to the Sidney side. Johnson with the bunt set. Flipped up from Howard. Mattis. Cross court from Wilson. Flipping it over is Duncan. And found the spot. Diving attempt there. Just got enough, and that'll be a point for the Cowgirls.
Well, Morgan Nahazel was left out to dry there. A couple of different Orioles probably are in better position, but they got out of the way to get into their positions for the pass, and Nahazel was just too far away from it. That's kind of one of those things you just assumed a player had it, and she really wasn't in the best position to get to it.
And we got a whistle. Look like in the net, as Springville will get the point, 22-10, a substitution for Springville as Kennedy Breitfelder will come in. All of our substitutions today brought to you by IMT Insurance. Learn how you can be worry-free with IMT at imtins.com. 22-10 here in the first. Hobby pounds it down.
Olivia Larson, I mean, she looked like a gymnast out there, arching her back to give a good delivery to Hobby, flying out that far side. I mean, great effort from Larson to get it to the hot hand.
And a serve from Hobby. She is doing it all. $5 courtesy of Adrenaline Fundraising. With every ace during this year's tournament donating to the Girls High School Athletic Union to support future state tournament events. If your group's interested in learning how to grow your fundraising, give Adrenaline Fundraising a call.
That's out of bounds tactically. Good effort there from Maddie Duncan, but as soon as that crosses the bench scores table threshold, you can't run between the two to continue a point.
24-11. Set point number 2. Ace! $5 more. Thank you, Adrenaline Fundraising, for every ace in this year's tournament. So it will be the 3rd set point. Savannah Nealman serves it across. Another good serve from Nealman. Sidney on the attack, popped up from Mattis. Outside block, kept alive for a moment. Larson was able to flip it up, but went back behind her. And the Orioles keep chipping away here, 24-13. Staving off elimination. They have to be perfect, though. Nealman. Cross court, missed out of bounds.
This is important for Springville. They have 4 in a row right now. If they can keep getting 2 or 3 more points, I mean, this even still is important. Give them a little bit of positive momentum and good vibes and some confidence that they can hang with this team.
24-14, 4 consecutive now for the Orioles. Dumped across, here's an attack. Howard goes to the middle. Popped up. Oh, good play by Mattis. Great dig out of her. Oh, a big swing tight at the net. Down. Mattis with the dig, and that is our Kruger Seeds dig of the match. The next time you're in need of corn or soybean seed, give your local Kruger Seeds dealer a call. Kruger Seeds, first class seed, first name service. 5 straight from the Orioles. Back, Mattis that time couldn't get to it, but a strong finish for the Orioles. They didn't get the set, but maybe a little bit of belief as we move on to the second. Sidney takes the opener 25-15 as we get the timeout. Coming back on the other side with the second set. It's a Class 1A quarterfinals here in the Iowa Girls State Volleyball Tournament presented by Iowa Farm Bureau on the Mid-American Energy Championship Network.
Mid-American Energy and you, together partnering to change the energy landscape by pioneering money-saving, energy efficiency programs and building a new industry in Iowa, wind energy, all while keeping your rates low. So what's next? We'll keep delivering cost-effective energy efficiency programs while putting money back in your pocket. That's right. You decide how best to spend your savings. That's a partnership good for you, good for the environment, and good for Iowa. Another way we're obsessively, relentlessly at your service.
Iowa Public Television is the home of the Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union Championships. We bring you live, uninterrupted coverage of the state championships in volleyball, basketball, soccer, and softball. Plus, special features highlighting the Iowa girl. Catch it all on statewide Iowa Public Television, on air or at iptv.org.
Trent Condon joined by Emery Songer as we get ready for the second set here on Court 1, the Class 1A quarterfinals. A 1-0 lead for Sidney after they take the opener 25-15 over Springville. Leaders start at Central College, and scholar athletes succeed on the court and in the classroom. In the past year, 112 Central College student athletes received academic all-conference recognition. Learn how to be more than a spectator by visiting central.edu. Getting ready for the second. Emery, we talked about it right there at the end. Some positive momentum out of Springville. Had that run of 5 consecutive and maybe starting to figure some things out.
You'd like to think so. At the same time, I feel like you got 9 kills on one side for Kelsey Hobby. And while Springville showed a little bit of life there at the end of the set, like I said, that could lead to some positive momentum. I spent that break just kind of thinking in my head, okay, so what can change to realistically give them a chance to stop Hobby, and then, her flanks, Maddie Duncan, Presley Brumbaugh. And I guess it's just going to take, you have to be in the right place, and you have to hope for some mistakes.
Sure.
Because as good as Hobby is, and as solid as Larson is at finding other targets when she's not up front, it's a tough ask for this Springville team, this young, youthful Springville team, to make that happen. We know that Coach Claude Howard Jr. is an excellent coach, and he's got a very, very young squad. Like we talked about, you're only seeing freshmen and sophomores on the floor throughout this one. But you can't help but think that, if I could see a dream matchup, it'd probably be Sidney and Western Christian from the teams that I've seen so far. That's saying an awful lot.
Yeah.
And for a team like Springville, who kind of backed their way into this tournament, really played well. You got to give them a lot of credit. Sidney has just been a monster all year long and hasn't lost to a 1A team all year, and there's a reason for that.
Powerful program from Southwest Iowa here again at the state tournament as we start the second set into the net there and see who they got in there.
Now, see, I don't know how that – okay, and I can see up here, I got an angle to this. It looked like Sidney had a player run into.
Yeah, I thought that was Brumbaugh in there.
So, I don't know.
Closer to the action down there. Saw something as that's skipped over, but we're going to have a double hit the call. So Sidney jumps out to a 2-0 lead, and those are kind of just those little plays throughout the course. You're going to pull an upset. You're going to take a set from a team like the Sidney squad. You need those breaks certainly going your way. Brumbaugh with the strong serve to get us started. Howard sets to the outside off the block. And there's a kill for Springville and Lauren Wilson.
Now, you got to see Wilson really come to life if you're Springville. Much like...
I'll check that. Had another called, another double hit.
Okay, but at the same... the point still stands. If you're going to try to come back and hang with Sidney, you got to get your leading attacker involved.
Blocked right back. Howard with a good dig back on the other side. That one skipped over from Nahazel, but too strong out of bounds. 4-0 Cowgirls, and this one you can't help them out too much. They're good enough as it is. Don't have to play perfect, have to play tight. Can't give away those unforced errors. On the outside, into the net. Couldn't get the swing. Lauren Wilson, the sophomore. So a long run continues at the service line for Presley Brumbaugh, 5'5" senior. Scooped up from Mattis and pushed to the other side. Here come the Cowgirls on the attack. We got another double contact before, though, and Coach Howard going to use a timeout. 6-0 Sidney with the lead over Springville here in the second set. It's a 1-8 matchup in the 1-8 quarterfinals. You're watching the Iowa Girls State Volleyball Tournament presented by Iowa Farm Bureau on the Mid-American Energy Championship Network.
Crowded lecture halls? Not anymore. Southwestern Community College is a different place. It's where we break from traditional college to do what's best for your career. It's about teaching the way you learn, having fun along the way, and giving you the experience you need for what comes next. A job and an income in as little as 1 year. That's why you go to college in the first place. Southwestern Community College. Your career starts here. Check out SWC's career-related programs at swciowa.edu/yourcareer.
Brumbaugh back out to serve at 6 consecutive to begin the second set for the top-ranked Cowgirls from Sidney. 6-0 our score. On the attack, Hobby goes down the line. 7 straight now. Kelsey Hobby with another, the 5'9" middle hitter with her 10th kill already. Brumbaugh going to play volleyball next season at Southeast Community College in Beatrice, Nebraska. Gets the serve started, pushed to the back corner. Hobby fists it over. Attack, Hobby didn't get a ton on that one as the timing was a little bit off, but it'll be a kill for her. And another assist for Olivia Larson. Boy, gotta be fun to be Olivia Larson when you got somebody like Hobby with you.
Oh. What's it feel like to play with Magic Johnson? Steph Curry.
8-0 the score. Off the tape and down for a kill as Lauren Wilson gets the first point here of the second for Springville. 8-1 our score. Now Hazel serves. Popped over. Howard with the set. Goes out and kept alive. Oh, a beautiful dig out there from the Cowgirls. A couple of different players there. Another beauty. And skipped over again. This defense all over the place for Sidney. But the kill finally finished off by the Orioles as Wilson gets another. Had him scrambling around, but Sidney so quick in that back row.
Lily Johnson had a couple of fantastic dives to keep that play alive. They can defend, they can attack. They got players that can do both. You see Hobby there.
The reason they're ranked number 1 in Class 1A.
I mean, what I've seen in a set plus, I just don't know what it's going to take to beat them.
Mm-hmm.
They're going to have a bad day because I just don't know who has enough talent to compete with that.
Janesville, the number 2 seed, they'll be playing later on over on court 2. Howard looks to the back corner, but too strong. Right idea, just a little bit too much. 10-2, the lead grows. Number 7, Holy Trinity Catholic took the opening set against second-ranked Council Bluffs St. Albert. And across and the point from Mattis. 10-3.
Yeah, Nealman, they were targeting her awfully early, but we haven't really heard much from her since. Just got to find players, see if you can find a hot hand if you're Springville, and you got to be you have to play perfect defensively.
Off the block, kept alive nicely from Springville. Flipped over out of Nealman. They'll go to Hobby, cross court, found the line. Well, if she's hitting the tape like that, you just got to throw your hands up. Incredibly efficient player. On the season, putting up some monster numbers, over 400 kills now, hitting .327 coming into play. Sidney with an 11-3 lead, make it 12-3. As Maddie Duncan gets the kill, senior. 4 senior starters for the Sidney squad: Olivia Larson, Maddie Duncan, Kelsey Hobby, and Presley Brumbaugh, trying to finish their careers off with the state championship, and the road starts here in the quarterfinal round. Hobby with the set. Dinged over. Back set from Howard, looking in the back corner, but too strong.
Yeah, she does love to do that when she finds a space.
Mm-hmm.
She found a space back there, just a little bit too strong, trying to get it there as quickly as she can.
Wilson can't get it done. 13-3. The lead grows to 10. Hobby serves. Howard gets it over. In the middle and down with the kill. So a kill for Maddie Duncan. With Hobby in the back row, doesn't matter. Check that. That was Hartley Spurlock.
Great name.
Reminds me of one of my favorites, another Harley here in the state of Iowa.
Davidson?
Yes. Played third base for the Des Moines Roosevelt Rough Riders a few years back. Harley Davidson. This is Harley Spurlock, sophomore middle hitter for the number 1 ranked Sidney Cowgirls.
There was a guy named Harley Davidson?
Yes.
That's awesome.
Good ball player. Good kid.
Good motorcycle.
15-3. Good start for the Cowgirls here in the second. Howard keeps it alive. Oh, that's a nice play. Basically underneath the net. Now Howard with the dig. Mattis gets it back to Nealman. Mattis again. Still alive, and the point for the Orioles. Still out there hustling. Love to see that as a substitution comes in for Springville. Kennedy Breitfelder will come in. Substitutions in today's match, brought to you by IMT Insurance. Learn how you can be worry-free with IMT at IMTINS.com. 15-4. Swing covered up. And we're going to have a net violation.
I think they got Lily Shum in the middle there, but that's about the fourth one this set. They're well within the point. There's just a little mechanical error allowing in a violation.
Blocked right back. Wow. That was a great swing out of Nealman, maybe her best of the night.
Spurlock said, I don't like it.
The impressive continues to be the superlative used to describe this Sidney team. 17-4. Knuckled over, dug out from Mattis. Outside off the deflection, still alive. And Sidney hits it across. Howard with the bump set, cross court. Defense ready for it. Larson with the set, back row, and a kill for Kelsey Hobby.
All right, and the dig that she had earlier was even more impressive than that. I don't know what she can't do. Like I said, like at the beginning of the match, this is a complete package. If you want to see a volleyball player who can do everything, there it is. Kelsey Hobby.
18-4. Flipped over from Nealman. And net violation this time against Sidney. We'll give it right back to Springville. The Orioles down by 13 in the second. Percent went the way of Sidney by a score of 25-15. But it'll be Savannah Nealman to serve. 44 aces this year. Second on the team. Outside, blocked right back. They got it over to Brumbaugh. Now here come the Orioles. Howard goes outside, skipped over from Nahazel. And will work for the point.
Dismir, did you want to see that go over off the foot?
Waiting for one of those, aren't you?
Now see, that was Hobby as well, who got the kick save.
If she would have got that one.
Oh, forget about it.
You'd already vote her tournament MVP.
Yeah. They don't have to win the thing.
18-6 and the kill. That was Maddie Duncan. 5'5" outside hitter. Part of that senior class.
She's got bunnies. 5 feet 5 inches isn't all that tall, but she soars over the net when she makes contact.
Sidney qualifier last year in the Class 2A field. The Beds enrollment, though, dropped him down to Class 1A now.
Now see, the Beds enrollment, that gets you. That'll get you. I was broadcasting for Eddyville, Blakesburg, Fremont one year in softball. They were going in, as you thought, a prohibitive Class 2A favorite. And Beds, in the offseason, jumped them up to 3A. Got a little bit harder from there.
Changes, no doubt. Hit into the net from Brumbaugh as the Orioles get another one back. Grace Mattis, the libero, 5'4" sophomore. 21 aces to her credit this season. And make it 22. There's an ace for Mattis, and fans with every ace during this year's state tournament. Adrenaline Fundraising is donating $5 to the Girls High School Athletic Union to support future state volleyball events. If your group is interested in learning how to grow your fundraising, give Adrenaline Fundraising a call.
Good punch by Larson there up against the net. And a good block.
Defense right there. Hobby teaming up with Brumbaugh. This Sidney team has played sharp. Ready to play one more quarterfinal after this one here on court one. Springville trying to find some answers. Brumbaugh, good dig from her. They'll go outside, but too strong. Out of bounds. Paige Smith on the swing. As Howard will serve it up again. Nia Howard, a freshman, 5'6". Young Springville team, and surprise to many, the upstart Orioles making their way here to the state tournament. There's a hit, trying to find that back corner, but out of bounds from Nahazel. 20-10 in the second. Walking back to the service line for Sidney, it'll be Presley Brumbaugh. 32 aces this year, tied for second on the team with Paige Smith. Howard bumps it back and over from Nealman. In the middle, blocked right back. How about that answer from Springville and Molly Stamp.
Yeah, you got to like what Stamp did right there. Held her ground, and even at 5'8", able to get plenty of strength in those arms to keep that kill from getting through her.
Here come the Orioles on the attack. That one out of bounds, though. Nealman just missed on the swing. 21-11 our score. Back to serve it, it's Paige Smith, the junior. Outside hitter with 32 aces this year. Howard goes back, and with the kill, there's Molly Stamp. Stamp starting to heat up, had the block a moment ago. Here a kill, and it's 21-12.
In terms of efficiency, she is the second most efficient striker, if you will. I mean, if you're one of these players for Springville right now, you're having fun out there, but you're also just trying to execute. You know this is just the start for what your team's trying to accomplish, and there's another block up front.
Starting to figure some things out over there. That time it was Lauren Wilson.
Yeah, Lily Clark also in the mix. Those are the two 5'11" girls I was telling you about earlier that could neutralize in some way the big attackers for Sidney.
Goes back, and that time Hobby puts it right down.
Okay, so if you have given up a few consecutive points and you have a player named Kelsey Hobby on your team, probably a good idea to just set it in her direction and let something happen.
Hobby serves, and Spurlock just came in on the substitution. Hits long, though, on her swing. Spurlock back in the game. Substitutions presented by IMT Insurance. And you can learn how you can be worry-free with IMT at IMTINS.com. 23-14. Served over from Kennedy Breitfelder. Flipped over, good defensive positioning from Nealman. She'll try it from the 10-foot line, but before, a double hit. 24-14, a point away from taking a commanding 2-0 lead with Olivia Larson to serve. Larson, the setter, 29 aces. From that back spot, there's the kill in the middle. Lily Clark gets it down. Clark with her second kill of the evening.
Yeah, tops in terms of efficiency. Good to see her continue to hit strongly. Just a freshman, as you mentioned.
24-15. They go back, blocked right back again. There's that big front line, and Nahazel and Clark teaming up.
You can see where the tools are, though, and some of the strengths that this team's going to have moving forward.
Yeah, Coach Howard, he's got the building blocks in place where this Springville program is in good hands going forward.
They made the state tournament this year. The next couple years are going to be real fun.
24-16, deflected out. Oh, look at that, kept it alive. Mattis gets it over. And hit into the net from Brumbaugh. So the Orioles' run continues at 3 straight, and this is what they've done at the end of these sets. Keep playing, don't drop the head. We'll go outside Brumbaugh. Back over, Howard with the set, cross court. Dug out by Hobby. Try to get it to the back corner, and it works. Found the hole. Defense was scooting in too far, and the Cowgirls take the second set. 25-17 here in the second, 25-15 in the first. 2-0, Sidney with the lead over Springville as we take the timeout. You're watching the 2019 Iowa Girls State Volleyball Tournament presented by Iowa Farm Bureau on the Mid-American Energy Championship Network.
We might not always know what the day will bring, but some things are certain. The sun will rise and your lights will go on. That's because at MidAmerican Energy, we're obsessively, relentlessly committed to providing you energy when and where you need it, to connecting with you and keeping our communities safe and strong. Because the most important thing we put our energy into is you. We're obsessively, relentlessly at your service.
They say Buena Vista University is in the middle of a bunch of fields.
Hey guys, wait up!
Game on. They say our idea of fun is morning tea.
An afternoon tea. And anytime tea.
And we hang out like bumps on a log.
They say Storm Lake, Iowa isn't in the center of the action. And when we study, we're not exactly grounded.
But you know what we say.
You gotta see it to believe it.
If you want to save more,
If you want a butcher who knows more,
If you want fewer aisles and more value,
less quantity, more quality,
if you want more of this,
and this.
and this.
This is Fairway, and this is how we do more.
putting our all into meat and grocery.
Putting our all into meat and grocery.
Putting our all and more into meat and grocery.
Hey, Central College has a new tuition price of just $18,600. That means the college experience that opens doors for a lifetime is more affordable than ever, and scholarships are still available. Apply today at central.edu.
Trent Condon and Emery Songer, we are with you here at U.S. Cellular Center. Third set. Sidney's taken the first two. Aggressive swing right away in the middle for the Orioles as they jump on top with Molly Stamp. So Springville gets the lead, and again, some positive building blocks here, even if it doesn't end the way that Springville wants. So much you can take out of playing a team like this Sidney squad when you're a young team. Blocked right back. Hobby flipped off the net. Looking to the back corner. Stamp. But the defense there. Howard goes backside. Tipped over from Wilson. Back the other way. Smith not able to get the help from the teammates, and it's two straight for the Orioles to begin.
A couple notes. Nealman, excellent little bump with her elbow, kept that play alive. Also, Stamp up front, making sure that she stays big, wide, tall, not letting those attackers get clean looks. Great job by the Orioles.
Mattis with the dig and the kill. Savannah Nealman warming up. Nealman's got 4 kills in the match, and it's 3-0 Springville. Exactly what they were looking for. Here's the serve out of bounds from Nahazal. Sidney will get their first point of the third set. Starting it up at the service line, it's Presley Brumbaugh, the senior, wearing number 14. Off the net, popped up. Come over, cross court off the deflection. Howard at the net. In the middle, Hobby able to get it down. Well, not her best swing of the night, but it'll work.
The blockers up front, Lauren Wilson, Nia Howard, both got their hands on it. Nahazal on the back end was in perfect position, but once some of the velocity was taken off of it by the block, it dropped in front of her.
3-2. Goes to the middle. That one off the deflection. It'll be a point for Springville. 4-2 is our score. Springville trying to fight their way back. On the back row, they'll go with the libero, Lily Johnson. Scooped up, cross court, Paige Smith. Long run, that one hits off the stand for the umpire. Larson with another assist as Sidney cuts it back to a 1-point deficit, 4-3 here in the third. Howard goes outside to Nealman. Popped up from Johnson. Cross, good dig out there. Howard keeping it alive at the net. The joust goes the way of Hobby. Kelsey Hobby so strong at the net.
Yeah, I love what Nia Howard did there, though. She kind of got in position and waited for it to bounce off the net, so she had a little bit of space to get it into the air. So many times you see a player just hit it right back into the net, not giving her an opportunity to do anything with it.
Here's Howard going back behind her, tipped over, and the point. Lauren Wilson gets another. As Springville regains the lead, Wilson up to 6 kills in her debut at the state tournament. 4th trip in the last 5 years for Springville.
They certainly weren't expecting it with this group, though. Not at this age.
Winners of 10 of their last 12. Scooped up in the back row. Here's the attack going up the line and caught the line. Good swing out of Maddie Duncan. But there is a violation regardless. And Kelsey Hobby stands to serve. Dumps that one across and can't get it back over. The ace for Kelsey Hobby. Fans with every ace during this year's state volleyball tournament adrenaline fundraising will donate $5 to the Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union to help support future state volleyball events. If your group is interested in learning how to grow your fundraising, give Adrenaline Fundraising a call. Sidney regains the lead.
Yeah, double hit there from Howard.
7-5 is the score. After the quick start from Springville, another ace. And that's another $5 courtesy of Adrenaline Fundraising to the Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union. That's Adrenaline Fundraising.
Just too much space in the middle there and wide open for the serve from Kelsey Hobby.
Out of bounds. Just too much on that one from Savannah Nealman.
I like that she's still swinging, though.
Springville going to use a timeout. We will take it with them. 9-5. Sidney in the third. You're watching the Girls State Volleyball Tournament presented by Iowa Farm Bureau on the Mid-American Energy Championship Network.
At Casey's, we're here for early mornings and Friday nights. Here for the firsts and the traditions, through the good days and the tough times. We're here for the people who are here for each other. Casey's, here for our town, here for good. Now at Casey's, get 2 large single-topping pizzas for just $9.99 each.
Sidney 9, Springville 5, playing in the third. Sidney took the first 2 sets, 25-15, 25-17. As the serve goes out of bounds, and I think coaches keep track of that when you use a timeout if you get the stop right away.
Yes.
Good one there for Claude Howard Jr.
Well, I mean, and I think it's just like when you're in a close basketball game, you got a guy going to the free throw line, you ice him, right? You ice the kicker in football. Well, you ice the server a little bit, just try to stop that positive momentum. We've seen it multiple times today.
And there's a kill for Springville's Morgan Nahazel.
Yeah, Nahazel, I think for the most part, in this match, I mean, you could see the promise. And with these reps and, like you said, playing a team like Sidney, they're going to be ready next year. They're going to take the leap next year.
Flipped over, and that'll be a point for the Cowgirls. They are up to 10, 10-7 the lead in the third. Trying to pick up a straight set sweep and get those legs ready then for tomorrow night in the semifinals. Semifinal coverage will begin tomorrow at 10 a.m. with Class 5A. Here on Court 1, it'll be Cedar Falls against Ankeny. And on Court 2, West Des Moines Valley faces Pleasant Valley. Class 1A, 6 o'clock tomorrow night will be those semifinal matchups. Sidney will be playing here on court 1 with a victory against Springville if they hold on against the winner of Galen Catholic North Tama. Our nightcap coming your way at 8 o'clock. 11-7 is the score. And push down and the kill. Brumbaugh able to find the spot. Well, I think this one's going to be pretty easy for you, Emery, as we hand out our player of the match.
Yeah.
There's an ace for the Cowgirls. The numbers are huge. 17 kills, 3 aces, and a whole lot more for Sidney and Kelsey Hobby.
You can't beat Kelsey Hobby in what she's able to do. Like I said, it'd be fantastic to see her match up with some of the other players that we've seen as another ace here from Larson. But personally, if you could find a way to neutralize her, you might have a chance to beat this team. Until you do that, I don't know how this team will be beat. Which is part of why you play the game. We saw Union pull that upset earlier today against Davenport Assumption. We thought the same thing.
Kelsey Hobby, our player of the game, presented by Casey's, the Casey's player of the match. Fans, Casey's General Stores is proud to sponsor the Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union and today's player of the match. Casey's is at the heart of many Iowa communities, cheering on our local teams and fans and making sure there's fresh pizza ready, win or lose. Visit Casey's.com or the Casey's mobile app for easy ordering and specials. And once again, congratulations to Kelsey Hobby on being named today's Casey's player of the match.
Another big kill there from Maddie Duncan. You can't forget about her either.
Yeah. Well, it's been a team effort, no doubt. The number 1 ranked squad in Class 1A, the top seed, the Sidney Cowgirls. Off the deflection, here comes Howard. Quickly the other way, and she'll get the point. So Howard out there fighting hard. She gets her second kill on that one, and now we'll go back to serve.
Yeah, Nia Howard, for a freshman to be that kind of setter, defensive captain kind of when she's out there, very good at communicating. And this team will go as she continues to progress as well. I mean, look, that takes a lot of skill what she just did there, staying out of the net and passing that to a teammate.
There's a kill on the outside for Brumbaugh. Presley Brumbaugh with another. She's up to 5. 16-9 the score. And the libero, Lily Johnson, to serve. Howard gets it over. Looking towards the back row, but covered up by the Sidney defense. And the kill. This side, Paige Smith able to bring it home. 17-9. The run continues for the Cowgirls. Howard goes outside as that one's flipped across from Wilson. Goes back and found the spot. Presley Brumbaugh. So our timing was just a little bit off, but enough to get on there and find the middle of the floor.
Well, and she saw how the defense was shifting to, approach her with the block, left a big space to her left. She was able to find it pretty easily and just drop it down in there for the point.
Johnson serves. Good dig on the backside. Brumbaugh flipped it back, but nobody home defensively from Sidney as the Orioles take the point. 18-10. Down by 8 in the third. Morgan Hazel into the net with the serve. Lead grows back to 9 as a substitution for the Orioles. It'll be Kelsey Clothier, a sophomore coming in. Substitution in today's match brought to you by IMT Insurance. Learn how you can be worry-free with IMT at IMTINS.com. 19-10. Swung from the side of the Oriole attack. And we get a violation. And Springville gets the point. 19-11. And a quick substitution as the Springville libero Grace Mattis steps out. And right back in Lily Clark. Cross court, Paige Smith. Howard brings it over to Nealman. Cowgirls got it over. A heads-up play there once again. Olivia Larson, the setter, and she's just been out there controlling this match, letting it be played at the pace that she wants, getting everybody involved.
We're not going to say her name a ton because she's setting and not finishing, but the reason these finishers are able to get all these kills is because she's setting them up impeccably.
Blocked right back. Hobby with the block, comes to the other side and helps out her
She's
setter.
something else, man. She is something else.
You'll get to see her again tomorrow. And this Sidney team, if they can find 4 more. Sidney gonna bring in McKenna Lawman, 5'2" defensive specialist, a sophomore. 6 aces this year, has played in 44 sets, make it 45, and she's got an ace. $5 more donated by Adrenaline Fundraising to the Girls High School Athletic Union in support of future state volleyball events. If your group is interested in learning how to grow your fundraising, give Adrenaline Fundraising a call. Another substitution for Sidney as Madison Kingery will come in. Knuckled over from Lawman, 22-11. Cross court on the attack. Oh, a good dig back there. Scooped up and kept alive and over from Nahazel. Off the deflection, out of bounds. It'll be a point.
That's the first Hobby kill we've had in a while.
Yeah. 23-11. Lawman across. And another ace. $5 more. Courtesy of Adrenaline Fundraising. Match point for Sidney. The #1 ranked Cowgirls made the 4.5-hour drive from Sidney here to Cedar Rapids. And finish it off with 3 aces for McKenna Lawman. And the straight set victory, 25-15, 25-17, 25-11, and a runaway for Sidney. Emery, this team is ranked #1, and they certainly have all the makings of a team ready for a deep run here at the state tournament.
Well, and you have to have a couple of attackers that you can rely on. Have to have a passer, a setter that can get them the ball like Olivia Larson is. You have to find a way to defensively be in the right spot, have good blockers. You need good diggers, if you will, on the back end. They have all of that. They have good communication. They have the kind of pedigree that you think it takes for a team like this to succeed. Now, it wouldn't shock me in a couple years if we see Springville on that #1 seed.
Yes.
And eventually competing for a state title again as well. But this young group, I think a monumental achievement for Springville just to get themselves to this point here by beating Lisbon, a team that had already beaten them this season, to get here to the state tournament, but just too much from Sidney. The Cowgirls certainly have to be considered the favorite in Class 1A.
Yeah, impressive performance as the Cowgirls run their record now to 36-6 on the year. Springville will finish at 20-17, but a state quarterfinalist and a team that starts all sophomores and freshmen. A lot to build on for Claude Howard Jr. On behalf of my color analysts, Emery Songer, our production team, and everybody here with the Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union, this is Trent Condon signing off. Thanks for watching our live coverage of the 2019 Girls State Volleyball Tournament presented by Iowa Farm Bureau on the Girls Union Network, powered by Mid-American Energy.